Hello, Virgo. So let's go ahead see what is going on with you. I am using, for people who are interested, I'm using John Holland's. You can tell I've been doing too many readings. Having a hard time with my words. John Holland's Psychic Tarot deck. Also going to be pulling a card from Tony Carmine Salerno's Angels, Gods, and Goddesses. I have prayed over and shuffled my Sibyllahs as well as my Lenormands. What we have is the situation, recent past, what it is that's unknown, what you're unaware of, and then the recommendations that the angels have for you. Okay. So you have two major arcana starting out. So as far as your situation, you have temptation, and this is number 15. And hopefully the glare is not too bad. This in traditional tarot, this would be the Devil card. This is a card that speaks about addictions, limiting, self-limiting behaviors that we have. It typically is talking about us placing too much emphasis on things in the physical world, particularly physical sexual pleasures. In the traditional tarot, there's two people that are chained to the devil. And in this card, it really does talk about, it makes a good connection to spirit. So, you know, when we're disconnected from spirit, when we're disconnected from God, when we feel like we're separated. We will try to fill that space, fill that void with things like alcohol, drugs, food, sex, pornography, things that, you know, even some people, it can be work, you know, that's how some people become workaholics. But it's trying to fill this void, because the void's there because it's a lack of love, it's a lack of light, it's a lack of that connection with God, the divine. So we will fill it with darker things. It's when we are in this type of situation. So for some of you, you're chained to something. But this card does talk about, you know, when we are going through that, it's a time for us to sit down and think, okay, where in my life do I have addictive behaviors? And start to think about that. You know, why am I doing that? You know, are these people, are these behaviors, are they giving me gratification? Are they giving me joy? Are they giving me energy? Or are they just draining me of all of that? Because for some of you, you keep going back. You like feel as though you are chained to a situation. For many of you, a person. No matter how hard you try to break free of it, break free of them, you keep getting pulled back. If you look close, there's like this key up there by the devil. It's got a little heart in it. So for many of you, this is love related. You keep getting pulled back to this person. For some of you, it's crazy sex, but that's all there is. Crazy good sex, but that's all there is. It doesn't have the love, it doesn't have the depth, it doesn't have those things that you desire. And it's like you've recently been pulled back into it, because the recent past, the card you have is Patience, and it's number 14. And in traditional tarot, this would be the Temperance card, and this is all about balance. Balance when we deal with others, balancing our emotions, balancing the way we think, balancing our desires, the things that we need, balancing give and take with them. Because in all relationships, if you're constantly giving and the other person is not, because maybe you're constantly giving because you want to have a new birth, a new beginning with someone, you have the lily right there, and it's growing out of her hand. So for some of you, you've been trying so hard to grow, to create a new beginning with someone, but you're the only one that's been trying to grow that beginning. And lilies, they represent hope, faith, birth, transition, but it hasn't been balanced. They're saying, like, some of you, you've been trying so hard to make it work, but no matter how hard you try, it's just not working. Some of you feel chained to this person, but most of you, I'm getting a sense that this person is chained to someone or something else. And that's keeping love from flourishing, this love that you're wanting to grow. You don't feel connected. See how she has like this helmet on her head? You don't feel a deep connection with them because they're chained to their past. They're chained to someone else. But you keep trying, and it's not working. You keep trying to transmute it. I don't know if you guys can see the colors that well because the sun's going down, but if you look at this card, it's kind of purple up in here. Purple is the color of transmutation. You have green, healing. You have blue, communications. So you've tried to transform this relationship. You've tried to transmute it. You've tried to turn it into something beautiful. You've tried to grow it. You've tried to have communications. You've tried to balance, but it just isn't working. Now, as far as what you are unaware of, you have patience. It's funny, patience showed up twice. So it looks like your patience is really being tried. So hang in there. Apparently that's one of your life lessons that you're learning. It's okay. Many of us have that. That's one of mine. I have struggled with that for years. Finally, still working on it, but way better. So sounds like we are in a similar life lesson boat with patience. Now, this card in traditional tarot, this would be, you know, pentacles. So this is physical things. And this card is, it's all about, hopefully you guys can see that. It's all about patience, but patience as far as, you know, letting go of control. You know, 7 is the number of being on our divine path, being on the path that we're meant to be on. And this talks about pausing, taking a moment to evaluate the situation, assess it, look at the truth of the matter, rethink what's going on, reconsider it, and reevaluate it. Reevaluate our goals, reevaluate the things that we want, and really taking a step back to look at it and evaluate it, and also letting go of control. Because again, she's like got this in her hands. So for some of you, you have been trying so hard to control this and create something, but I get that it's not meant to be, and they've been trying to tell you that. This is not your path. So okay, I wanted this to be a general reading. I really did, but I'm having a hard time even connecting this to work at all. Even though this is Pentacles, they're just talking about love. So you have this relationship, you have this love interest. It is not working. It has not been working. It is not meant to work. So for some of you, what they're saying, you think this person is a twin flame. So you got these twin things here. But what you're not aware of is they are not. They're not. They're not your twin. Now, for some of you, they are what is sometimes called a shadow twin. So sometimes before we meet our twin flame or our twin soul, we will meet someone that has a lot of similarities where we will feel like, oh my gosh, this is the one, this is my twin. I have all this spiritual intuition, these things opening up. This is definitely them. But they're not. They're a precursor to you meeting your twin. Now, majority of twin flames have met at this point. Some people are starting to meet their twin souls now at this point. But now there might be some outliers, but for the most part, twin flames have already met. So this would be a twin soul situation. Really doesn't make a difference. Essentially, twins are essentially the same soul. Masculine and feminine side, they're each other's other half, they're each other's divine counterpart. Their missions are different. That's the only difference. So you think you've met your other half. You think that this is divine counterpart. You truly think this is my other half. But they are not. They are the precursor. They are preparing you for your twin, which is good because that means you'll have a twin that's coming in at some point. But it's not this person. And hopefully that's just for a small number of you. Now what they're recommending is for you to step into your strength. And they actually are going to have me read the book here in a second. But if you can see that, I'm going to read the bottom. It's Goddess of Strength. And it says, stand up for what you believe. You will gain respect by holding your ground. And see how she looks sad and disheartened. And it's almost like she's not wanting to look at something. But you have to face this truth for what it is. You have to have the strength and the courage to recognize that this is not your other half. You see how these half moons, they're facing opposite directions. You're not on the same path. You were meant to learn some lessons from this person. You were meant to grow. For some of you, this even started a spiritual awakening for you, but you were not destined to be with this person. Now, I want to read the book for you real quick. Okay. Goddess of Strength. There are times in life when it is best to let go and walk away from certain situations. However, you are being encouraged by the universe to stand up for what you believe in with regards to a situation you are currently faced with. The universe is testing your faith and resolve. Stand firm in your beliefs and convictions, yet do not allow resentment or anger to fester. It is possible to be both loving and strong simultaneously. You will gain much respect from others by standing your ground. At the same time, you will have broken a long-standing pattern of not standing up for yourself that has affected your life experiences for a long time. Congratulations. Okay. I was really hoping I could have some great happy news, but the good news is you have something beautiful coming in if you can let this go. You really do. You have a divine relationship coming in, but you have to let this go. This is not it. Now let's pull some clarifiers. Actually, we'll do all three. Let's go across, start with temptation, work our way down. Okay. So you have Il Nemico, L'Amante, Madonna di Civirzio. So let's see if I can hold all three of these so you can see them. So you start off with the enemy, the rival, resentment, concealed hate. And then you go to the male lover. And its lover, it's like, you know, attention. It's requited love. See, he's serenading her. And then you go to the servant, the helper, the maid. So see how she's like, see how she's looking back at him? She's in love with him. She thinks that this is requited love for him. And he has it with her. But he doesn't. He's singing to someone from the past. And it's a shady, hidden past. So for some, he has a very sexual, who knows, there for some it could be S&M, you know, sex life connection with someone from his past. He's chained to his past. He's in love with someone from his past. Their connection that they have is dark. He's got the serpent. It's dark. It's a dark relationship. For a lot, it could be built on S&M. That could very well be the thing that keeps pulling him back. And you guys you can change the sex. If it sounds like your situation, it's your situation. Don't worry about the gender. But there is something that he is finding in that relationship. He keeps returning to it. He is in love with that person. Even if it's dark, even if he has to keep sneaking off to it, that is what he's connected to. She's looking at him. He's looking at someone else. But he's in love with that other person. And it is requited. Whatever the foundation is built on, it is a dark foundation. Now, as far as the recent past, you have Messaggere, Prigione, and Disperce. So you have written messages from a distance, person that is chained to their past, desperation, worry, fear. So recently in the past, okay, so for some of you, you have most recently in the past received information that he is going back to this person. Again, remember the devil in the traditional tarot deck has two people, a man and a woman, chained to the devil. He's chained to his past. So recently, in the recent past, some of you have received information. Some of you, it was like an email. No one does real letters nowadays. It was an email, it was a message, but it was from a distance, and he was letting you know that he is going back to that person from his past, that he is chained to his past. He cannot break free from his past, and that has left you in a state of despair. And for some, he received message from the person in his past that he's in love with, no matter how dark it is. Because for some, he can't break free of it. There are some like he has wanted to. They're saying it's a small number, though, because they're saying for most of them, he is in love with this person from the past still. But that information recently came in. Now, as far as what you're unaware of, yeah, it's not meant to be. This is not the one. Sorry, but the good news is you do have something beautiful coming in. You do. You just have to have the strength to let this go, because you have the widower. You have deceit, lies, deception, and so pure. This is longing, waiting. See how she's just waiting and longing, looking at the past. But she's looking back to the past built with someone who is, I'm getting that for some of you, this person keeps toggling back and forth to the person in the past, but they would rather be alone and not be with anyone. But they keep thinking that this past relationship with that person's over, and then they bounce back to it. The moment that they come calling, like the moment they get a message, they bounce out. They go right back to that person. So the foundation with you is faulty. It's built on lies. It's built on deception. You're hoping and longing, and they're not going to be coming in your direction. You're waiting for your ship to come in. But your ship's not coming in just yet. Not with him, because they're bringing you something better. For a number of you, they are going to bring you in a true twin. A true twin. This person's just prepared you for that. And don't be discouraged, because that is typically how it works. I mean, when you're dealing with twin dynamics, you will have someone that will come in. It's beautiful fireworks initially. They very quickly fade. And you can also tell that the person is not your twin because they will say hurtful, cruel things to you. They will lie to you. True twins can't lie to each other. They can't. They are not cruel to each other. They will not say anything. They won't communicate before they'll do anything else. But you've had a situation where this person has been cruel. They have been mean. They have been hurtful. Twins don't do that to each other. They don't. They absolutely do not. Because to hurt their twin is like hurting themselves. They don't do that. Now, does it hurt when because with twin dynamics, yes, you will have that push and pull. That's part of the process because twins have to go through a lengthy healing process. But never is there outright lying to their face, cruel, hurtful things being said to their face. That this does not happen. And for many of you, you are going to be able to see in the future, when you do meet the one that's meant for you, how beautiful it is. It is beautiful. It's a gift from God. You are going to have that. You just have to get past this situation right now. You just have to be in a place of strength and just know that you deserve better. So, I hope that helps. It is going to get better. Hang in there. It is going to get better. And ask the angels to help you. Ask Archangel Michael to give you some strength. If you have to have some difficult conversations, which most of you I'm getting, there's not been any conversation with this person. You just keep hoping and waiting and longing. And it's a good time to finally break free. But if you do have to have a conversation, ask Archangel Michael to help you. He will help give you that strength to have that difficult conversation. So it is going to get better. Trust me, it's going to get better, especially for those that this is simply preparing you for what's to come, because what's about to come is going to be beautiful. It really is. And you're even going to be thankful that you had to deal with this mess and this heartache to prepare you for what's about to come. Filled with a lot of love, joy, and blessings.